So the Abyzou shard summon has dropped. There is a calendar out. There's the information on how much we're going to get and how much we're going to need. Let's look into everything about it, and I'll see you after the intro. So this is Abyzou. You want to add this to your calendar simply because you get some free stuff, which is also nice, and it's going to start in just under 4 days. Now if we flip to more, we'll see a calendar come up, and it's pretty god awful. So let's have a look at a better quality one. Right, so here she is. First thing to note is we will need 75 shards to make up our full epic lord. That shouldn't be an issue. None of these are hard to do. The game doesn't or never has pushed you too far. We'll have a look when it actually goes live and we start seeing events, start to see if there's any inflation going on in the game. But realistically, these aren't hard and you should do them. So we've got 65 and 50 available. So that is 115 available, and you only need 75 of them. These really aren't that tricky to do. So particularly if you've got a new account, then absolutely jump into this. And if you haven't, you will probably just pick this up by accident anyway, just by doing the things in game anyway, without too much of an issue. Right, let's start at the bottom. We need 75 fragments. The easiest thing to do is to collect the 50 from the Oracle's Trials, because these are normally fairly low-hanging fruit. You can just get them through doing your normal daily stuff, because if you go in and you do these, you'll pick them up and they aren't too hard to do. So you should have 50 shards in the bag without any effort. Don't miss these because they're absolutely fantastic to do. And that's 50 of the 75. So the only thing it leaves you then is, where are you going to get your other 25 from? Now, there's a couple of places you can do this. There is 50 here. And on top of this 50, there is also an additional 70 in here as well, normally. Now, if you finish first in any one of these events, you can get another 10 shards. Second normally offers 7, and third offers 5. So there's plenty of extra shards going on within the Oracle's Trials. However, you don't want to just have a way of thinking, right, I'm going to go and get first in that one and that one and that one, and then I'll finish all the rest and that's me done. Because it may not work like that. You don't know how hard anyone else is going to go within your group. So I don't recommend on letting yourself just go for first, second and third in some of these to finish up the other 25. You're much better off on doing some of the events to clear that up as well. And also, if you actually push that hard, you'll clear up in the events anyway. Right, let's have a look at the events I've got. Right, so we've got the events, and there is another 25 points we need. Let's go from bottom to top. You should do Duel of Champions. There's 2 Duel of Champions events there. You should do them because they're nice and easy to do. All you've got to do is be active in the arena, and normally you get those straight away. If you used all your arena tokens without buying any and you lost every match, you would normally still get the 5 anyway. So that's all you've got to do for that event. Next event going up, Tales of the Smith. This is not so easy. To get most points for your gold, you want to be leveling mythic stuff from 0 to 12. And that gets you the most points per gold. It's not the most ideal way to do things for your account, I'll give you that, but just on points to gold, that is the easiest way to do it. Now, the other thing to be wary of, they don't generally give 5 fragment or 5 shards out in a 1er. They're normally broken down into a 2 and a 3. Now, that leaves you in a terrible position where you can't just do the easy points there, because you would end up with a 2 and a 2 leaving you 4, which could leave you a single shard under come the end of the day. So watch out for that, and make sure if you're going to do Tale of the Smith, go all in to the end to make sure you get your 5 fragments. So you get the 2, and later on you normally get the 3. So watch out for Tales of the Smith. We'll have a look when that goes live. Brave Conquest, if you're going to get your points from here, one of the places is this Brave Conquest here will be easier than the previous 2. If you're doing AMR, I think 16 onwards, you generally on average get more points from the meteorite fragments than you do from collecting items from your gear raid. Now this ties in with the artifact material raid, so you will more easily be able to get points from here. But I mean, essentially this is just a bit of a stamina dump. Dump some stamina, you can easily clear up the 5 points going across there without any worries whatsoever. Now, one of the other places you want to look at is Corridor of Glory. We like to do the Corridor of Glory event because it also gives us legendary skill crystals. So if we can get the legendary skill crystals, we want to get both of those. They're at 10,000, which means completing the event, so we get the 10 from there without any issues whatsoever. So realistically, your worst case scenario is get the 50 from the trials, get the 2 from Duel of Champions, takes you up to 60. Do this Brave Conquest because it will cost you less stamina, that would take you up to 65, and then all the way up until this week here, somewhere find the time to farm some XP up, make sure you've got plenty of food to level up, and then get these, and that will take you to your 75 as a bare minimum. Now, that being said, there are other things we can do. If we have a look here at this Arrival of Heroes event, it ties in with a spiritual altar. So if we're doing this, we will probably find we will also achieve somewhere on here as well. So you can double dip with this, although they have split the awakening of heroes and leveling them up, that sort of thing, and separated them from the Corridor of Glory. But this weekend coming, whatever the banners are, you can double dip with your spiritual altar and your Arrival of Heroes, so you can get points in both there, which can make life easier for you. No idea what they're doing for this banner. There'll be another 10 points available there, and whatever they've got on this weekend, because they have something on each weekend, you'll be able to collect points for your Arrival of Heroes, but there isn't a spiritual altar event on to collect shards for your Abyzou anyway. So be aware that Arrival of Heroes you get points for, but you wouldn't be getting additional points there. There's no spiritual altar event on. However, there will be a banner on. Now, last time during the fusion, some people missed out because they did not collect enough of the rares to actually get everything done, and they missed an event or two. These are generically much easier. However, that being said, I've made up a little spreadsheet. I'll put a link down it below. So this is the spreadsheet I've knocked up. It's basically the same as the calendar, events and then Oracle's trials, and then the dates going across the top match when everything's on, and there's the number of shards you can get from each one. The only thing is, in the trials I've put first, second and third, first, second, third under all of them, and then there is a tick box for first, second or third beside it. So literally when you've done an event, if you hit the little tick box, you'll get 5 points or 5 shards over on the right hand side. When you've done the second part of the spiritual altar, click the other tick box, because there's normally 2 point differences. That would give you 10 shards, and at the bottom here is a running total of what you need. When you're doing the Oracle's trials, so Arrival of Heroes, get the first 5, first tick box, second 5, click the second tick box, that gives you 10. Now at a 20 total. And then if you came first, you tick that. Second, tick the second one, and the third, tick the third one, and it gives you the corresponding points on the total on the right hand side, and that's the same for each of the events. So hopefully you can keep a track of what you've done and what you've achieved, and if you want to go for, I don't know if you can make 2, I don't know, maybe if you really want to push that far and see if you can get the 150 of them, I don't know, and do array 1. So it's there if you want to use it. Just literally come up to file and then make a copy, and you can make a copy of it, and then you can change it to how you want or use it and that sort of stuff anyhow you like. So I'll put a link to it in the description below, and if it helps you out, brilliant. And that's about it really. Just hopefully if it helps someone out and someone then gets it as opposed to missing it, it's done its job, and that's me done really. Now that is about it for me today. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you in a video again tomorrow. Now before we go, make sure if you are doing the Corridor of Glory event, make sure you're farming up some XP just so you're ready to go for it, and make sure you're buying those food champions from the market, because that is going to help you up as well. Okay, now that is me done. Now I'll see you all in a video again tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time and happy gaming. Bye.